Well, good morning, everybody. Aaron Nagler here, Cheesehead TV, coming to you live on the social channels with your Packers Daily Chat. The Packers will face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday in the NFC Championship game for the right to go to the Super Bowl down to Tampa. And of course, the media all week will be about Tom Brady and no team playing in their home stadium in a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. And if it's not that, it'll be about Devin White, this absolute monster who's going to come to Lambeau and wreck things. Ready for it. Ready for the narratives. We're here, Cheesehead TV, to provide you respite from the national media narrative merchants. All we do is talk Packers each and every day, all day, every day. Good to see everybody in the comments section. Good morning, Sandy. How are you? I hope you're well. The NFC Central is back, Jesse. Old school Battle of the Bays. Gotta love it. Gots to love it. Nathan, thank you for the super chat. Which wide receiver are you most excited to see Jair make cry? Antonio Brown, Stephon Diggs, or Tyreek Hill? Yes. Morning, Nagler. Philip, good morning. Dang, man, I thought you'd have me on this morning. Jabrowski 5. What's up? How you doing? Tampa Bay will not be playing the Super Bowl in its home stadium, Joshua, from your comment to the football god's ears. Media is counting us out already, Daniel. It's what they do. What is my biggest concern? Making sure my girls are safe and happy. I have no concerns about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. None. Zero. Champions fear no one, as my good friend KB likes to say. David, thank you for the super chat. Bucks at Lambeau doesn't scare me at all, nor should it. Riley, thank you for the super chat. Is anyone on this team tougher than Chris Barnes? Seems to get injured every game, but gets right back on the field. I mean, undoubtedly, after this last game, you got to give the man a shout out. Finishing that game in the club, Olivia Reiner of PackersNews.com reporting, I believe it was yesterday, he will have to wear that club for the remainder of the season, but he will be available and playing on Sunday. Revenge is a dish best served cold. I think we're going to hear that quite a bit this week. Merck, 1987, thank you for the super chat. Man, watching all those Bucks vids from week 6 has me frothing at the mouth for vengeance. Vengeance is mine, says Merck, 1987. Good rebuttal. Media from Cheesehead TV, Twitter, 30 on anybody. It's what they do, man. The Packers do. They undoubtedly played their worst game of the year, week 6, against the Buccaneers down in Tampa. But it ain't week 6, and they ain't going to be in Tampa. That's all I got to say about that. Do you think we learned from last year? G. Taylor, I mentioned this last night on my Extra Cheese chat. That, to me, is the one big question mark around this game for the Green Bay Packers. They got their ass handed to them by the 49ers in the regular season last year. Came back out west for the NFC Championship game with not much of an adjustment when it came to the offensive side of the ball. I am interested to see what kind of lessons LaFleur and company have learned from the beatdown in Tampa earlier this season. H. Carrington, thank you for the super chat. Remember that offseason when Goody drafted Gary and Jenkins, then signed the Smiths, Amos, and Billy Turner, and didn't get exec of the year? I most certainly do, because if you don't, get instant output / stellar play from every single guy, get a huge turnaround, then you don't usually get executive of the year, even though he probably should have. Stanley, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Matt LaFleur will use the same offensive scheme like McVay did against the Bucks? I mean, I think he'll want to run the ball. I think he'll want to run the ball between the tackles a lot more than he did last time around. I think they're going to run their stuff. I don't think they're going to make any wholesale changes. I don't think there's going to be some vast kind of upheaval of the offensive game plan. Like I always say, I think there will be wrinkles. There'll be new things that we haven't seen here and there. But for the most part, they're going to try and run their stuff. And I did like how much LaFleur got all 3 running backs utilized in the game. I don't know what the status of A.J. Dillon is yet. Hopefully we'll get an update on that when we hear from Matt LaFleur this afternoon. But I did like that kind of 3-headed monster that they had going against the Rams. Hopefully that continues, because I think that was pretty damn effective. Alex, thanks for the super chat. Do you think Tom goes turbo tempo after seeing what LA did to us? I have zero question there will be some up-tempo stuff. I have no doubt that they're going to want to push the envelope, so to speak. And look, what it really comes down to is Pettine having a plan as far as trying to dial a coverage and keep Brady guessing, because last time around, Brady saw everything pre-snap, made his pre-snap adjustments, adjusted protection, and away he went. I mean, he took advantage of the Packers defense last time around, and a lot of that work was done at the line of scrimmage. It wasn't a game plan thing. It wasn't a sense of, oh, our players are so much better than yours. It was Tom Brady at the line of scrimmage just toying with the Packers defense and getting guys in good positions. Gronk had probably one of, if not his best game of the year against the Packers, because they kept getting him soloed up either against a linebacker or a safety, and he made plays. Whether it was sliding protection to where he obviously saw a blitz coming because the Packers had declared so early on in the play clock, things like that. That's where Brady just toyed with them. And that has to change 1,000%. Mimsy, thanks for the super chat. A positive outcome of the Saints losing was avoiding their return game versus our special teams. We look to be in huge trouble. Well, the flip side of that is the Buccaneers kick coverage and return coverage is pretty damn terrible as well. Almost on par with the Packers. So maybe, just maybe, this is the game where Tavon Austin busts one. Snow this Sunday, yes, Joshua. Early forecast calls for snow in Green Bay on Sunday, and I am living for it. Yes. Can LaFleur convince Pettine to play more aggressive on D, especially in the secondary this week? I think it will be needed against Tom Brady. Thoughts, Blake? I have so many thoughts. Can he convince him? Sure, but I don't think he's going to try to. They are who they are. They're going to get that lead. They're going to play off. They're going to let that team matriculate its way down the field. They will send pressure every once in a while. They will play press every once in a while. But for the most part, they're a game away from the Super Bowl. I don't see things changing drastically on either side of the ball, but especially on defense. Will Cheesehead TV be reporting from the game? Credentials available? They were available, but I'm not going to Green Bay. I'm going to stay in New York. And hopefully we'll find out probably tomorrow whether Corey's going to be at the game. I will be doing a watch party regardless. So be right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels on Sunday for your second screen experience because I will be losing my mind. It'll be a lot of fun. Cheers from France. Go Pack Go. What's up, Matthew? Matthew? Is that... Good morning from New York. Thanks so much, buddy. Go Pack Go. Tony, thanks for the super chat. I had said Packers win by 3 tuds. Lazard catching the first ball would have made it a reality. You win some, you lose some, man. It's all good. They still won. It's all that matters. Is there a way for the defense to hide King sitting 10 yards off the line? Hey, I'd rather have King sitting 10 yards off the line than trying to bump Antonio Brown missing and then having Brown take one to the house. And that's really their thinking. And like, again, I keep saying it, for the most part, it's been pretty damn successful. I get it's frustrating in the moment. God knows I'm right there with you guys, but they've won a lot of games doing it their way. Got to trust that process. I'm going to trust those coaches. Got to trust the Green Bay Packers. That's all we can do at this point. Chad, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Kevin King is as bad as we make him out to be, or is it a product of us comparing and seeing him play opposite Jair Alexander? Chad, I have long said, talked to Andy Herman about this a few weeks ago, he is nowhere near as bad as Packers Internet tries to make him out to be, especially in the games. He is a very good corner in the NFL. Yes, he is being compared to Jair Alexander a lot of times. Yes, he gets a lot more opportunities and balls thrown at him because Jair Alexander is opposite him. If you're a quarterback, if you're an offensive game planner, of course you draw up everything to go at Kevin King. Are you drawing stuff up to go after Jair? Of course not. So Kevin gets a lot of action. Gets beat sometimes, and people go crazy. Cameron, thank you for the super chat. Jensen versus Kenny Clark, must-see TV. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. It's going to be interesting to see how much more successful the Packers can be getting some interior pressure on Tom Brady. Did Snacks play at all? I didn't see him. Nick, he played 3 snaps. 3 snaps against the Rams. I do think a big part of that was the Rams going up-tempo, limiting the Packers' ability to get their bigs on the field from, down to down, stick move to stick move, etc. But it was a little curious how very little they went from having him on the field. I think 11 snaps in Chicago after having him in the building for like 3 days. And then, you get 2 weeks off, you get the game plan up, and he plays 3 snaps. It's interesting. Is Lancaster hurt? We will find out. We'll get an update from Coach this afternoon. Is Josh Jackson not playing a sign that they are moving on? Blake, potentially. The thing that I wonder about is, he hasn't been able, we asked Matt about this a couple weeks ago, and he said that he hasn't been contributing on special teams. And because he is limited to a perimeter-only player, they haven't had him up because if he's not going to be playing on special teams, he's not going to be playing in sub packages because you're not going to take Jair or Kevin King off the field. So they've been basically had him as a healthy scratch. Now, could they move on? Yeah, they could, but they could also have him just, sitting there waiting for when offseason hits. Kevin King moves on. Got to think it's going to be really hard for them to re-sign Kevin King. They let Kevin King go, and then they insert Josh at the perimeter spot where he played pretty darn well, I'll say, when Kevin went down earlier this year. So that's my guess, but we'll see how the offseason plays out. Arthur, thank you for the super chat. In October, I super chatted. I had an interview for a new job and had hoped for a win over the Bucks. Neither happened. Now I have a better job. And ... Arthur, the ellipses for the ages right there. That's like what I hear. That's what I love. What was going on with Pam Oliver? Pam Oliver is a pro's pro, and the internet slander needs to stop. There is a great piece up at Deadspin about Pam, how awesome she is. A lot of the stuff she's gone through the last 5-6 years or so. Highly encourage everyone to seek it out. Kimberly Martin with ESPN also wrote a great piece on Pam that I highly recommend people seek out. Pam is an OG. William, thank you for the super chat. I hope Snacks doesn't get mad of not playing. Didn't he get mad at the Seahawks for that very reason? Thoughts? Go Pack Go. I have so many thoughts, William. Yeah, that's what I tweeted the other day. It's like, well, wait a second. He asked for his release from Seattle because he wasn't playing, was inactive, blah, blah, blah. Comes to Green Bay, plays 11 snaps. You're like, okay, here we go. And then 2 weeks, got the game plan, and he plays 3 snaps. It's just weird. Cameron, thanks for the super chat. Do you think the game plan on defense is to make the Bucs drive down the field? Seems like they stub their toe a lot on offense at times. 1,000%. You got to think that's what Patton and company will do. It's been their MO for most of the year, regardless of which offense they're playing. But they like to keep stuff in front of them. They're going to play those safeties back a lot of the time. They'll send pressure intermittently, but for the most part, I think they'll play a lot of coverage. And as you say, try and make them work it down the field. Does the defense have to get at least 1 turnover this week? It doesn't have to, but it'd be nice. What they have to do is play a clean game on offense. I think it's funny because everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers, MVP season. They have this amazing record, number 1 offense, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of gone unnoticed, I think, is that Aaron Rodgers has thrown 5 balls in the last 2 games that should have been intercepted. 3 in Chicago, 2 against the Rams. The team started holding on to those. Those games could go very differently. He's been very good, obviously, all year long, being protective of the football, but it's a bad time to start getting into bad habits. Got to protect the football this week, especially against a team that got you twice last time around, including a pick 6. And that's, by the way, that pick 6, that's a great play by the Buccaneers, but God, that just sets up nicely for a little pump and go, right? A little sluggo action. Just give me 1 sluggo on Sunday. That's all I want. Cook these fools. That's what I'm all about. Nuclear Family, thank you for the super chat. We didn't have King, but 37 played well. We lost Bakhtiari. First game post-bye. Adams' first game back when we played the Bucs. It'll be different now. Very, very much so. To me, the real kind of headline there in your super chat, Nuclear Family, is losing Bakhtiari. That threw them into a complete tailspin. Protection-wise, Wagner at left tackle was an absolute disaster against that front. You heard Devin White after that game, or maybe you didn't, but he did mention how the Packers had no kind of clue how to pick up some of their stunts. A lot of the line was kind of dysfunctional that day because they were moving pieces around after Bakhtiari went down. It will be very, very different this time around. Of that, I have no doubt. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. Rodgers isn't gifting 3 possessions to the Bucs. I should hope not. Let's hope not. And it's not just Rodgers. It's got to be everybody. Jared Cook fumbled yesterday. It's like you cannot put the ball on the ground against the Bucs. You cannot. You have to play a clean game. You play a clean game, you're going to win. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. Carmen gets rooting for the Bucs in the office. Carmen Gates rooting for the Bucs in the office. Well, nobody's perfect. What are you going to do? We lost Tunyon during the first Bucs game as well. That's correct, Kyle. Philip, thank you for the super chat. What are the odds y'all get Coach on set this summer for a transplant? Would really love to see you and him have a shotgun challenge. Oh, it's happening. There is zero question that Matt LaFleur will be coming over to Corey Banke's house sometime next summer, and we will have Packer transplants. That is going to happen. Nags, you 100% called it Aaron Jones having a game and Alan Lazard reminding everyone of his wide receiver skills and not just his blocking. Starting to think you might know what you're talking about. Andy, let's slow down. Just slow down. I get stuff wrong all the time. That's why it's called Nagler's Never Right. But sometimes, every once in a while, I find one or two. I know what I'm doing. Charizard, what a handle. Thanks for the super chat. Gash them with the run. Neutralize the blitz. Big key. Big key for this game is not just running the ball, but running between the tackles. Enough of this off tackle toss nonsense. Run it up in the middle of this defense. Get ahead of the sticks. Stay ahead of the sticks. Todd Bowles has never met a 3rd and long that he doesn't love to blitz. Got to keep him out of that. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. I don't get the Super Bowl or it doesn't matter argument. This season was a joy no matter what happens this game and the next. I'm with you, Dylan, but I also understand people wanting championships. Nothing wrong with craving excellence from your football team. I get it. Man, people fan how they want to fan. If they think it's a waste of a year, to them it's a waste of the year. It doesn't affect me. I'm still having a ball, and as are you, apparently. And that's all that matters. Bucks were celebrating like they won the Super Bowl. They can go home now. Well, I mean, they did beat their division rival who beat them twice during the season, especially the last meeting of those two teams. The Saints whooped up on the Buccaneers. So I can understand being excited, especially in a game where, you didn't play particularly well on offense. You were gifted a bunch of, possessions and you had to make do with what you got. I can't talk down on the Bucks for winning a big game because they did. Justin, thanks for the super chat. When is the next podcast with you and PFF? Appreciate you. Thank you, Justin. I don't know. I'll have to reach out to Eric and George, see what's up. But yeah, it would be a good week to do it, right? The Bearded Burton, what's up, man? Any word on AJ Dillon? Did he get hurt? We'll find out more on AJ this afternoon when we talk to Matt LaFleur, who is scheduled to talk to the media. I think it's 5:15 Eastern, 4:15 Lambeau time. All right, everybody. I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day here at Cheesehead TV. It really means a lot that you make Cheesehead TV part of your daily Packers routine. I know this team is covered, saturated with coverage. And the fact that you utilize Cheesehead TV at all when it comes to your love of the green and gold really means a lot to myself, to Corey, and everyone here at Cheesehead TV. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're so inclined and you really want to support what we're doing, please consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. The next Patreon happy hour will be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. If you can't jump on board with Patreon, I totally understand. But please do hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.